Okay, this is financial literacy. This is section 7.4. So we are skipping 7.1 through 7.3 from the book. I'm going to give you a personal guide after Thanksgiving that covers those three sections. We're not going to be doing any of the math from those three sections. I'm just going to teach you about those topics, the insurance topics. But there's just really no reason to do the math from those sections. So we'll start with 7.4. You may want to go ahead and pause the video and write all this down, or wait until I finish talking through everything. But I went ahead, this is just the vocab section of the lecture. Open up to page 291, and some of the vocab that we have. So a bond is a written promise to repay money loaned by a due date. So in this case, with a bond, it's usually a government or a business issue a bond. So someone buys a bond from them, and it's basically a loan. An individual or a business buys a bond, and they buy it from the issuer, and it's just a loan at a certain interest rate. So bond holders are the owners of the bonds. Okay, so they're the ones that get the interest and get their principal back. Now, there will be a dollar value listed on the bond. That's called the par value. And that's the amount of money that the issuer agrees to pay the bondholder on the due date. Okay, so if it's, it'll be the principal plus interest that has to be paid back on a particular due date. The market value is the selling price of the bond. So what happens is bonds get bought and sold all the time in the market. And what they get bought for or sold for may be different than what the value is on the bond, that par value. Let's say it's $1,000 bond. Okay, the market value might be lower or above that depending on the changes in interest rates that have occurred over time. So a bond sells at a premium when it sells for more than its par value. So let's say it's a $1,000 bond, but it sells for $1,050. That means it's selling at a premium, and the reason it might sell at a premium is because the interest rate on the bond is greater than current market rates, right? So you couldn't buy a bond at an interest rate this high in a particular market, okay? So if that's the case, let's say you have a bond. You're buying a bond that pays 5% interest, but current market rates are only 3% interest. Then that bond will sell at a premium. And conversely, a bond will sell at a discount when the bond's market value is less than par value. So let's say the bond's interest rate is 3%, but current market rates are 5%. Then that bond is going to sell at a discount. It'll sell for less. If it's a $1,000 bond, it'll sell at less than $1,000 because you're taking a hit on interest rates if you buy it. All right, go ahead and pause the video and write this down, and then we'll do a couple of example problems. Okay, we're still in 7.4.1. And let's look at example A on page 291. Okay, so it says AGL Industries, $1,000 bonds are quoted at 103.883. What's the market price of the bonds? Are they selling at a discount or a premium? That 103.883 is a percent, okay? It's a percent of the par value. This is $1,000 bonds, so what it means is they're selling at 103.883% of their par value. All right, so you would just take, all right, to get what they're selling for, you just take the par value of $1,000, convert that 103 to a decimal, so that'd be 1.03883. And that's going to be $1,038.83. Now that's greater than the par value on the bond, so it's selling at a premium. How much is the premium? Well, it's $38.83. All right, example B says, let me pull the book into view here. Millville Water District bonds are selling at 96.225. That means they're selling at only 96% of their $500 par value. So what's the market price and what is the amount of the discount? Okay, so we're going to get the price by multiplying the par value, $500, and then if it's selling at 96.225, we convert that to a decimal, 0.96225. Put that in your calculator, right, and you will get 481.13. So that's the market price. So they're selling at a discount. Since the market price is less than the par value, how much is that discount? You just take the original price of the bond, 500 minus 481.13. So that's going to be 1887. All right, I wonder what happened in 1887. Okay. So now let's look at 7.4.2. Just a little vocabulary here, not quite as much as in the other section. And this section is called total investment in bonds. All right, so a broker is a dealer in stocks and bonds. Okay, a full service broker provides advice. Not only do they buy and sell, they provide advice on which stocks and bonds to buy. Now, a full service broker will probably charge a higher commission. So you're going to pay for that advice. Whether that's worth it or not depends on the situation. And then you can have a discount broker. That's what I use. A discount broker gives less financial help but charges a lower commission. Okay, so our total bond investment so that's what these next example problems are going to be asking for, is the market price. I'm going to write it down here. I don't have enough room. The market price plus commission. Remember, remember these bond sellers get a commission, times the number of bonds. All right, pause the video if you need to. We'll work 2 example problems and be done. Okay, example C on page 292. All right, Clara Malazewski bought $10,000 XNet Corporation bonds at 97.297. So she bought them at a discount, less than 100% of their face value. No commission was shown. What's the total investment Clara has in the bonds? Okay, so she bought 10 bonds. Those bonds were $1,000 each. And she bought them at a discount, 97.297. We changed that to a decimal, 0.97297. All right, and if you plug that into the old calculator, you'll get 9729.70. All right, example D. So we have Taylor Wilson bought $15,000 Maryville Sewer District bonds. He bought them at or she bought at a premium, 103%, 103.228. The broker charged $3 per bond commission. What total investment did Taylor make in the bonds? All right, so we've got 15 bonds. The par value on the bond, the price on the bond is $1,000. Taylor bought at a premium, so 1.03228. Plus, you can't forget the commission. 15 bonds, and he had to pay, or she, $3 per bond. Okay, so that part's the commission. All right, put all that in the old calculator. And you should get $15,529.20. All right, your homework from this section is on page 293. You need to do 7 through 12. Okay, that's all of them. 22 through 29. All of those, not just the odds. And number 30. All right, that does it for section 7.4. I'll talk to you in section 7.5.